A man has to be ruthless with his time. Gentlemen, fellas, welcome back to another video. Now, over the course of really the last 3 years, I've converted myself into a rather idiosyncratic individual. And that brings its good parts, and that also brings what's perceived as bad to some people, right? But here's the truth. I oftentimes talk to you gentlemen about living like an executive, becoming the CEO of your own life. And let's face it, you guys watch me, you guys are on this channel because you want to be a top 1% man, right? You want to be better. You want to be the ultimate version of yourself. You want to make more money. You want to date beautiful women. You want meaningful relationships. You want a brotherhood, right? You want status. You want everything that you desire to be of upper echelon, right? That's why you guys are into self-improvement. And the truth is, you gentlemen are going to have to do an audit of your life, and more specifically, an audit of your time. Now, you have to be ruthless with your time. You can't just give yourself freely. People have to make certain moves to get access to you. I've spoken to you guys about the concept of setting up systems in your life. And oftentimes, I repeat myself on this channel. For one, we have an influx of new people that are coming in. And two, you guys have to understand that only through repetition will you impress these concepts on your mind. Now, I've spoken to you about how you have to understand the language of the mind. And the mind understands images as well as emotion. And via repetition is how you impress these new concepts into your psyche, into your paradigm, making you a new man, the man that you see in your mind, the man that you desire to be. Furthermore, there's going to be seasons in your life where you're going to have to sacrifice, gentlemen. You won't be able to go out on the dates. You won't be able to go out with your friends. You might not be able to enjoy that time with your family. You're going to have to sacrifice yourself and offer yourself as a beacon of service for everything that you desire. Now, that being said, oftentimes I hear that I'm serious, that I'm this, but the truth is, I don't give a fuck because I know where I'm going. And where I'm going, few have traveled that path. You see, you gentlemen have to get real comfortable with traveling the unbeaten path should you seek aggrandizement in society. What do I mean? Fellas, there's a pocket of time, there's a pocket in your life to where you're allocating your attention that's not serving you. You guys know I have no issue being honest, right? When I started doing the audit on my life of where my time was going, I always felt like the day was running away from me. And I had to get real honest. There's pockets of time where I spent watching porn, right? A whole hour looking at different scenes, edging myself until I found the right scene to blast off to. Yeah, okay. Now we getting real fucking honest, bitch. Pockets of time where you just scrolling. Maybe you get home from work and you've had such a hard day fighting the world as a man. All you want to do is just relax and scroll a little bit, right? That scrolling turns into 2 hours. Now it's 12:30 a.m. and you got to be up at 6, so you said. But now you're just sleeping an hour later. Now your whole day's thrown off. You see, the next chapter of your life, gentlemen, the higher version of yourself is going to require your fucking all. And should you see that man manifest, should you become that man, you're going to have a no-nonsense policy. You're going to need to be ruthless with your time. I oftentimes speak to you guys about how I allow myself to see a woman one day a week. Certain seasons, I don't date or see women at all. And as I age, as I develop, and as I mature as a man, I used to be so sex-driven, right? I have a high testosterone. Like, I used to always just want to have sex. And I still do. However, I now think from the macro perspective that I've spoken to you gentlemen about. You see, I'm going for greatness. I'm becoming greatness. Shouldn't that be the goal for all of us? You're going to have to be ruthless with your time. Part of being ruthless with your time, once you do that audit to figure out where you're putting your energy and your attention, and you remove those things, those distractions, and you bring in, habits that are more conducive to the man that you want to be. From there, you got to be cutthroat with this shit, fellas. You got to have a schedule. If you don't have Google Calendar, download Google Calendar and write down everything that you're doing throughout the day. Now you're starting to live like a boss. Now you're starting to live like an executive. Your time is too precious. Your energy is too precious to be wasting it on frivolous pursuits. You see, the issue with you guys is that you say you want to be this. You say you want to be this man. You say you want to get your 30K a month, 50K a month, 80K a month, whatever. You say you want to have the gorgeous girlfriend, the gorgeous wife. You want to be in higher circles of men. You want to be held in great grandeur. But when it comes down to do what lions do, when it comes down to do what dogs do, you cower away. And that's a you problem. And that's a major disconnect in your mind. You see, the truth is you don't believe you can do it. If you believed you can do it, you would be living, walking, talking, breathing as that version of yourself. There's nothing new under the sun. There's no information that you lack. You lack implementation. You lack accountability. And even before you hire somebody for accountability, you've got to hold yourself accountable as a man. For if you can't even hold yourself accountable, how do you expect when that gorgeous woman comes into your life for you to be able to retain that woman, for that woman to be able to submit unto your leadership when you lack the very leadership to lead your own mind? You see, this shit isn't hard. In fact, it's quite simple. You're going to have to be ruthless with your time. You see, I just can't go out anymore and spend all night at the club, all night drinking, all night doing bullshit. I know this fire that's burning in my fucking heart. Furthermore, you gentlemen are going to have to delegate trivial tasks. You see, it is a privilege to be able to hire a chef and things like that so that you can save time. Now, that's not specifically what I'm talking about. What I mean is you're going to have to be able to appoint certain people in your life to take care of tasks that just don't move the needle for you in order for you to move into your highest level, which I've always spoken to you guys about, is creativity. You guys are going to have to respect yourself and your time and only focus on the big decisions in your life. You're going to have to appoint people and delegate certain tasks. If you can afford a meal prep service, just pay for the meal prep service so you don't have to cook. This will give you more time back. And every hour that you delegate is an hour that you get back to yourself in order for you to truly move the needle and be the executive of your life, fellas. It's time to focus on the big tasks in our lives, the big decisions, the decisions that are really going to get you to where you need to be. How bad do you want this shit? For me, I need this shit. I've been average. I've been docile. I've been timid. I've been insecure. I've been unable to articulate myself and communicate effectively. And I'm not going back to that man. Or should I say that boy? You gotta be ruthless with your time, fellas. Even if you're chilling with a chick on a Friday night, and you might have a sales call, you might have a team meeting, you might have something that you need to do for your business on Saturday morning, and you're chilling with that girl, and it's already 1 a.m., it's already 2 a.m., maybe you get in the box, maybe the box is fire, she got that cake battery creamy, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Maybe she got all that guck 10,000, but it's 2 a.m., and you said you had to be up at 7 on Saturday. You gotta be cutthroat. Are you going to lay up with her till 4 a.m.? Or are you going to make that executive decision, say, hey, baby, I got to go? Or you feel me? Drop her off home like a gentleman does, make sure that she gets home safe, and you back to the chicken. You got to be cutthroat with this shit, fellas. You got to be ruthless with your time. When your family, everybody's calling you, people want something from you, people asking for this, that, third. Okay, it's cool. We're going to allocate a certain amount of time to every different, area, every single pocket in our life, right? Because as a boss, you got to be able to set up systems so that you can make sure that all these different areas and pillars of your life are getting fulfilled. But the truth is, guys, sometimes there is no balance. Sometimes certain areas in your life are going to have to get less attention from you and suffer in order for you to make those big decisions and really move the needle. And by you moving the needle, and becoming that ultimate version of yourself, you're going to be able to better serve the people that you love, your family. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's your friends, your brothers. There's certain seasons in your life where you got to be so cutthroat with your time that in order for you to become the best you so that the people that are directly in your life can benefit, you're going to have to be cutthroat with this shit. Straight up. And this is something that I've come to realize. You know, when I make these videos and I talk to you guys about these topics, oftentimes they're things that I'm literally going through, things that I'm maneuvering through, building, iterating, figuring out. Gentlemen, as a boss, you're going to have to iterate. You're going to have to figure out what's applicable to your life. This is grown man talk right now. I'm not talking to you about superficial self-improvement bullshit. I'm talking to you about how to live like a Don, how to actually be the CEO of your life. You're going to have to be ruthless with your time. You're going to have to audit your life. Where are you allocating time right now that's not moving the needle? Are you beating off too much? There was a time in my life where I had to check myself. I said, yo, if we were $1 million man, would we be jacking off like this? No, we wouldn't. We'd have regular sexual access. Okay, boom, cut that out. You're scrolling too much, Dud. Okay, boom, cut that out. You're wasting time cooking, Dud. Okay, let's get our bag up so that we can hire somebody so that they can cook for us. Okay, cool. You gotta work, fellas. You gotta work. Simple. And part of that work means you being honest with yourself. You gotta work on yourself. Before you get that woman, before you get to be in certain circles, before you get to grow the business, right? Before you get to do anything, you gotta work on yourself. And that work starts in your mind. You see, I work on my mind like I work on my body. I train my mind at least 7 times a day. I wake up, visualization, meditation, working on those higher faculties, strengthening my mind so nobody can penetrate my mind. I own my life. I own my mind. I own my time. I can't just be hanging around anymore on the block. Come on now. We got too many things to do, too many people to reach. A man has to be ruthless with his time. See, once you start moving like this, fellas, you really start to make leaps and bounds in your life. Everything starts to change. Your perceived value goes up. People respect you more. When a woman gets around you, she can tell you're not one of those. No, you're not one of those. It doesn't mean that you're an asshole, that you're a prick, that you're arrogant. Rather, it just means that you respect your time. You respect her time as well. You understand that life ain't promised. Any one of us could die tomorrow. You'd be arrogant to assume otherwise. So when you move like this, you respect everybody's time. And it makes for a smoother interaction with everybody. This is how you move like a Don. Fellas, once you turn off this video, you're going to have to get real honest with yourself. Are there pockets of your life, pockets of your time throughout your day that you're wasting? Are you living like the highest version of yourself? Are you living like that boss? Are you living like that Don? You can't fake it. This shit is something that you got to give your all to, fellas. And sometimes being ruthless with your time, that shit hurts. Because you might not be able to enjoy something right now. But I promise you, if you do what's necessary right now, a year, 2 years from now, like I said before, you're going to need a fucking telescope to look back at your life. Because the man that you'll become once you start to respect your goddamn time, it's going to be light years ahead of who you are right now. Salute.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper,